Hey, what's up you guys, it's Caboose bringing you another Marvel's Avengers video, and today what I got for you guys here is a ton of new details for Spider-Man's gameplay in Marvel's Avengers. We also got a look at a brand new alternate suit and a really cool emote that the character is gonna have. We're just 1 week away until Spider-Man drops in Marvel's Avengers for PlayStation users, and if you are excited, well then do me a favor and scroll down right now and hit that thumbs up button and share your excitement with me. If you're new here and you want to keep up to date on everything Marvel's Avengers related with Spider-Man on the way and beyond that, well then I got you covered on all the news and updates for this game and so much more. So hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications to be immediately notified when a video goes live. Lastly, reminding you guys that I am sponsored by G Fuel. Grab yourself some tubs, some shaker cups, some cans, some starter kits, or this Venom Let There Be Carnage G Fuel while supplies last. There's also Spider-Man No Way Home G Fuel that is on the way, and you can join the waitlist. Head to the link in the description box below and use code Caboose at checkout. And with that being said, let's jump into this. Okay, so yesterday I mentioned that IGN got a hands-on preview with Spider-Man in Marvel's Avengers. They showcased a ton of gameplay, which you will see the B-roll of in this video, so all credit to them for that. But Game Informer also got their hands on with the Spider-Man DLC, and they provided just a little more insight as to how the character plays and some of the RPG elements that are tied to Spider-Man. To start things off though, they mentioned some story elements that we'll see when Spider-Man arrives into the game. While there isn't going to be any story missions according to IGN, there are some characters that will be in play. So here's what Game Informer had to say over on their article, which will be linked in the description. They said, other characters involved in the story include Liz Allen, Peter's friend and college classmate, who players will find in the anthill. Mark Raxton also appears, who comic fans know best as the villain Molten Man, but Crystal Dynamics didn't confirm if we'll see his transformation here. I really wonder, actually, if Crystal Dynamics is going to have a Spider-Man villain that will be a recurring threat that you can face off against in Molten Man, and while the mention of Mark Raxton being a part of the Spider-Man DLC is very interesting. I am still pretty disappointed that we're not going to have any story missions for Spider-Man with this DLC, but I am fairly excited if we'll at least have one villain sector and a character that we get to face off against with the Spider-Man DLC. And if it's Molten Man, then so be it. I would have loved to see something like Doc Ock or Green Goblin, but I guess Crystal Dynamics just didn't want to put that much work into the Spider-Man DLC. I heard them mention that the reason behind that was because they wanted to put more focus into content that was going to be available for everyone, namely the Claw Raid that's going to be dropping on the same day as the Spider-Man DLC. And part of me understands that they don't want people to feel left out if they're on other consoles, but at the same time, you're adding Spider-Man into the game. This is the opportunity of a lifetime. I would have loved at least just a little more substance to his DLC drop, but nevertheless, I'm still looking forward to trying out the character on November 30th. Moving on though, it mentions here in the article how exactly we're going to be web swinging as Spider-Man in Marvel's Avengers. So it says here, holding down the right shoulder trigger while jumping initiates web swinging, meaning Spider-Man's traversal feels fundamentally different from those of other heroes whose moves are mapped to the button. This design gives players more control over activating / deactivating web swinging and should feel familiar to fans of dedicated Spider-Man games such as Insomniac's series. I'm really glad that Crystal Dynamics went this route. I'm glad that they didn't decide to do something like with what we got from Hawkeye or Black Widow where you gotta hold X to swing onto stuff. It would have been weird if you gotta hold down on the X button to web swing around as Spider-Man. You just gotta keep it familiar. Everyone's played the Spider-Man games and everyone's going to be jumping into this DLC playing those Spider-Man games, so they want to have something that feels close to that when it comes to the traversal. That's not to say you should unfairly compare this Spider-Man DLC to the full entire open world Spider-Man game though, okay? We're just talking about the controls here. Moving on though with the article, it mentions here that wall crawling is present and players can freely cling to and move around most surfaces. Spider-Man can also wall run like Captain America and Black Panther. The difference is that Spidey can wall run indefinitely. He does have sticky feet after all. He can run left, right, and up walls and bank around corners to leap into web swinging. That sounds like quite a bit of fun, and I'm very much looking forward to seeing this in action. Finally, we have a character that doesn't just wall run on an arc, and Black Panther's wall run is really wonky for me, so I hope that Spider-Man's is fine-tuned and we can just have some fun wall running or wall crawling, whatever it might be with the character. It sounds like they put quite a bit of care into his traversal, despite what some people may think based on what we've seen. I actually kind of like the gameplay and what it looks like when you're web swinging as Spider-Man, if I'm being honest. Let's keep going here with the article though. It mentions, of course, Spider-Man's web shooters are an important offensive tool. Shooting targets builds up web status, a meter that, when full, immobilizes enemies. You could also knock webbed up foes into walls, making them stick there. Webs can also inflict various debuffs unlocked from a skill tree, such as making web targets more vulnerable to damage and status effects from other heroes, or causing them to drop more health packs upon defeat. Crystal Dynamics says Spider-Man feels like a support hero in that sense. These are the RPG elements that are coming into play for Spider-Man, and this sounds like a lot of fun, and I'm very much looking forward to delving deep into Spider-Man's skill tree and really making him a support character, because that's exactly what he sounds like. He may not seem like a traditional support hero in the sense that the way that Miss Marvel can kind of heal you and make sure that you're good to go and ready to get back into the fight, but he sounds like a support character that immobilizes the enemies on the battlefield and makes sure that you're not too overwhelmed. So that sounds like fun. And again, I can't wait to play as Spider-Man. All this stuff is sounding good to me. I know some people have their complaints and some people aren't happy with what we've gotten so far in terms of a first look at the gameplay for the character, but I'm kind of impressed. I have my gripes with the animations. I have my gripes with the fact that there aren't any story missions according to IGN, but the gameplay looks like a decent amount of fun, and the traversal looks like it's going to be one of the best characters to roam around with in Marvel's Avengers. And that's all I really wanted. But okay, there's one more thing that I wanted to read from this Game Informer article. But again, I highly recommend that you check it out yourself. It's going to be linked in the description box below. And there's also a ton of new screenshots that you can check out in the article. So check it out. But okay, the last thing I wanted to read here, it says, Peter's trusty Spidey sense serves as a defensive ability. While other heroes block or parry attacks, Spider-Man dodges with players hitting the button when an indicator appears on screen. Nailing perfect dodges grants a defensive boost, making you sturdier for a limited period, while also inflicting an impact armor debuff to the attacker. Like his other moves, the Spider Sense has a line of upgrades to make evasion even more powerful. That sounds really awesome. So yeah, that Spidey sense that we saw on Spider-Man's head in the IGN gameplay isn't just a visual flare or an additional visual indicator to help you dodge incoming attacks. It kind of is that, but if you utilize those perfect dodges with the Spidey sense, you're going to get a defensive boost and you're going to apply an armor debuff to the enemy that's attacking you, which again, plays into those RPG elements, which I think Crystal Dynamics is implementing very well here with Spider-Man. Spider-Man is sounding pretty good, to be honest. It is a bummer, a major one, that there aren't any story missions, and I really wish that we got something, especially considering all that we're hearing here. It sounds like Spider-Man is going to be the best character to play as in Marvel's Avengers, and it would have been great if there was just some cutscenes, a cool little story, a big boss battle at the end, just something that was small. It didn't have to be the size of an operation or the size of the Black Panther expansion, but a little something would have been good. Moving on though, we got an emote revealed for Spider-Man that if you're playing online with some of your friends and you're both playing as Spider-Man, you're gonna get to recreate a great meme. The Marvel's Avengers Twitter page tweeted out, wait, and they added this video that you're seeing on screen right now. It's the pointing meme, the two Spider-Men pointing at each other. And again, this can be recreated if you're playing online with your friends, and I love this. I think I also love this because even if you're playing solo, it's the finger guns and you're recreating the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man 3 dance, which we all love. And then finally, in the Spider-Man news that I wanted to bring for you guys here today, we got a brand new alternate suit revealed for Spider-Man in Marvel's Avengers that looks really sweet. It's his wrestler outfit in the game, and this is what the caption is that Crystal Dynamics had tweeted out over on the Avengers Twitter. When Peter Parker first got his powers in the comics, he tested them out in a wrestling match that he easily won. The wrestler outfit for Spider-Man is our modern take on what he might wear for a match in Marvel's Avengers, and you're seeing now what the suit looks like, and it's damn cool. The mask looks sweet here. I love that it's kind of the inverted colors with the blue and the red, the hoodie, the shorts, the pants underneath the shorts, the shoes. This is a clean suit. Usually, I'm not a fan of the wrestler outfit for Spider-Man. I don't really like it in the Insomniac game. I don't really like it in general. The only time I think I've ever liked the wrestler suit was maybe in the Tobey Maguire film, but even then, it's obviously a goofy looking suit. It's supposed to be the very first incarnation of Spider-Man before he makes his actual suit that he'd be wearing when he goes out crime fighting. But this time around, I dig the wrestler suit, and I might even use it quite a bit. I just hope that I hope that Crystal Dynamics doesn't plan to break the bank for me on this one, because if I have to spend like $10 each skin, that's gonna be a rough time, I can't lie. Real quick, they showed what the Noir suit looks like in-game, right in the middle of me making this video, and oh my goodness, it looks so good in motion. I said it when we first got this suit revealed to us by Crystal Dynamics during that stream where they showcased some of the skins, and I'll say it again, this is the best in-game look at the Noir suit that we've ever gotten. The trench coat is perfect, the Spidey logo on the chest with that sweater, the eyes, the mask, oh my god, this is just amazing. Anyways, let's continue with the video. And with all that being said, now I want to kick it to you guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below on all the new gameplay details that we got via Game Informer. What do you guys think about that brand new emote? What do you think about the wrestler suit for Spider-Man? I want to hear everything you guys have to say. Sound off with your thoughts in the comments below. Keep it civil, as I always say. And if you enjoyed today's video, if you could consider leaving a like rating on it, it would show your support, and I would really appreciate it. I'm Caboose, and you can click on screen to make your way to one of the other videos on the channel, or you can click my logo to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. You can also follow me on Instagram and Twitter, or join my Discord. Those links are going to be in the description. Drop a like if you enjoyed, leave a comment if you have an opinion, and subscribe if you're new. See you guys later.